Hey there, this is Bill Schulteis. I'm the creator of the Coffeehouse Investor, and together we're helping each other build wealth, ignore Wall Street, and get on with our lives. I got an email from someone a couple of days ago saying, hey, what do you think of this national election? I think there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market if the outcome is dragging on long past election day. And it got me to thinking, how would I respond to Coffeehouse investors with that question? Because there is a lot of uncertainty in front of us. And I think that in building portfolios to last a lifetime, we can count on at least two things. The first thing that we can count on is that in the short run, markets have been and always will be highly volatile. I mean, all you got to do is look at this past 7 or 8 months, and you can see that the stock market had its quickest bear market in history. But it also had its quickest bull market in history as investors tried to figure out what was going on. Now I look out over the next 2 months and there's going to be, our society, our global community is screaming with uncertainty. Who's going to win the national election? Well, that may not be figured out till long past election day. No one knows. No one knows how we're going to address the coronavirus from a vaccine standpoint. It may be well into 2021 or even 2022 before we find a vaccine that actually allows us to go out and live our lives like we were living a year ago. In the short run, the markets are going to reflect that uncertainty with volatility. But in the long run, markets are highly efficient. And the markets long-term reflect not the emotions of investors, but they reflect the productivity of people around the world. And regardless of what happens with the national election, and regardless of what happens with the coronavirus, people around the world are going to continue to go to work and improve the quality of life for themselves and their families and communities. And long-term, that's going to be reflected in the growth of common stocks around the world. And as investors, we should be focused. We should be obsessed with not trying to figure out what's going to happen over the next 2 months. We should be focused on capturing the stock markets, the global market's entire return over the next 10 to 20 years. That's what being a coffeehouse investor is all about. Investors who have embraced that type of philosophy over the last 10 or 20 years, it's had a meaningful impact not only on their portfolios, but more importantly on their lives and their ability to live their lives as if the stock market doesn't exist. I share a lot of these thoughts in my new book that's going to be out in about 1 month. I'm really excited about the Coffeehouse Investors Ground Rules. Save, invest, and plan for a life of wealth and happiness. You can pre-order it on Amazon.com. There's a link below this video. You can find it on my website. Take a moment and share these thoughts, these ideas with people in your life. Together, we are changing the lives of investors, one investor at a time. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, sign up for my newsletter. This is Bill Schulteis. I'll catch you next week.